everybody? Spirit of 420 here because everything I do is so 420, including continuing to have really cool, interesting people on like Zen, and we are in Zen's place tonight. What's up, Zen?
The Bluetooth device
Hi.
is connected
I'm doing alright, just playing with my gadgets.
Playing with your gadgets?
Yeah. This is fun.
Turn one on and do your smoke trick like you did the other day.
I am trying to.
I watched that video a couple times.
There we go. So how you been?
Another beautiful Saturdays going down. Went to the park and got the drone out. I'm gonna end up putting the footage out here in a couple days if I can just make the time. But we did the wand bubbles and had them going right at the camera in slow motion. So that should look pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Content.
Not only that, but it's fun content because this one, my kids and wife were involved, so they were having fun.
Of course. So how are we going to do this? What are we going to talk about? Where are we going to take this? Just want to start at the beginning?
I mean, we can start at the beginning, but I'll say this. I will start right where we left off when we were talking in the green room there. I don't know if people realize it or not, and I imagine that there's a lot more people like this than I think there are. But even when I'm talking to you, doing the stream, even when I'm at work, even when I'm with my kids, even when I'm making love to my wife, no BS. I am consistently contemplating my existence and trying to answer that ultimate question that nobody has answered, and that is why. So there's a good starting point.
You're not the only one. Everybody thinks the same thing. It's a
You wonder sometimes, though, because you see the drones, and don't tell me you don't see them. Just you wonder, does that person contemplate their existence?
We all are drones in our own existence. We have that autopilot we are all guilty of. We are those nonchalant NPCs everywhere. But we are who we are when we can be. We are who we are to the people that we want to be.
Oh, yeah. But I do believe that there are actual NPCs running around that are nothing more than...
bad programming?
Not even bad programming. Everything's for a reason. I believe that. So those are... How do you say... And this is about as far as I'll go into just how fucking nuts I am. But... to me, there's a reason that we don't have conscious thought until around, some of us early, but nobody has it from the beginning. I think the earliest people that recollect is back to like 6 months of age, but most people around 2 or 3 become what we call conscious.
4 years old was when it hit me.
Everybody's
when I realized, when I could remember memories specifically, was 4 years old.
That's what I'm talking about. So,
and I don't know if it was a specific trauma incident. I have scars where I don't remember.
That's just when you were...
Exactly. But I mean, like, dislocated collarbones, you would think that would feel different. It's always felt what it is. I don't know. But either way, conscious thought is a developed program of neurons talking to each other. We are a byproduct of a system of cells that have only existed to process information and keep existing.
They exist for
to my knowledge,
to create. In my belief, what the whole reason that we're here and everything that we have, like when I think about everything I use, down to a stupid Bic or a pair of glasses or a writing tool, for instance, right? All these things developed due to need, and they also developed due to people making mistakes. Like every single thing, somebody fucked up first.
Come on.
And what we use now, that's nice. I like that.
Come on. What need was there for this other than this? This thing is freaking awesome.
But that's a need, dude. And you know how that happened?
And now you need a seizure warning on your video.
Right? But to me, those kind of things happen because somebody's fucking around and they're like, "Oh, this is cool," just because it's cool, not because it gives us anything other than
But that's
visual
still just a
stimulation or
byproduct
hearing
of
stimulation.
curiosity. That's
Oh, yeah,
still just
exactly.
a byproduct of curiosity. There is
Absolutely.
no given path for that thing to exist other than somebody wanted to see it do what it did.
But it had a purpose for that person, and now it has a purpose for many people because you're not the only one that has it.
They are fun, and they give them away. I mean, you can get them anywhere. I forget where I got this one. I think my
Probably off of
SO
Amazon would be
got
my
it
best
for me.
bet.
And now it's getting annoying because it changes color all this time. But that's kind of cool.
I have, you can't see it, but over here I have a light show that constantly runs every time it's just my wall of inspiration. I need to take a picture of it one day. Well, actually there is. If you go back to like my tweets a year ago, I tweeted all the little signs.
That's on my wall.
Oh, I like that.
And down below it is, I give this shout out to Ryan Reynolds. He sent me this tattoo. It says "No regrets."
Nice.
I mean,
Did you see? Sorry.
Switching to Mint Mobile, it was just a thing he sent, and it's just freaking awesome. I love it.
No, it's
Saved me so
badass.
much money.
But you said Ryan Reynolds, so that made me think of. Did you see what they released the teaser trailer for Deadpool 3, which also I believe had Hugh Jackman in it because Wolverine's somehow going to be in it.
Because of course,
it's Deadpool fucking with the
because
timeline.
somebody needs money and somebody would like to do the job.
He
I think it's
retired
awesome.
He retired now 2 appearances ago. So I mean, when's he going to actually retire the Wolverine?
When they stop throwing money at him. I mean,
Right?
what else is somebody going to say? Oh, yeah, they doing it because of this.
No, it's just like Jack Black.
It's
That
living a
motherfucker retired.
dream.
Jack Black retired, and then they're like, "Hey, what if we pay you millions to do another fucking what is it? You know, the movie that they did, the damn it,
I'm
Jumanji."
coming through okay, right?
Jumanji.
I'm not like
Yeah,
screaming
no,
at
you're
you.
good.
don't
I mean,
wanna be like,
you're a crazy motherfucker, but that's normal. That's why we're here. I'm crazy. You know what? I have a song called Mad Hatter that I love, man. And all the best people are fucking crazy. That's one of the main lines in it. And I absolutely agree because to me, anything less than crazy is normal, and that's not any fun. That's why my saying is normal is crazy. Normal is strange.
we're all the exact same. We're just living on different levels of the same copy. We're just digital copies. Well, I want to say digital copies. Well, soon enough we'll be digital copies because everything will be recorded. But at this point in time, it's just.
I wouldn't go so far. Are you familiar with? Oh my God, this guy. There's a dude, and I can't think of his name right now, but he's quite a famous theologist. Right? And
Which one?
I'm trying to remember his name, but just hear me out and you might know him. But this was back in 2015 or 2016. He came out and said it. This is some crazy shit, but he studies basically the string cheese theory, the theory of everything. That is where he puts all his time in, right? And in studying this, within that theory, and I'll have to find the video and I'll send it to you, but he found the same exact fucking code, binary code, that is used in web browsers for error checking. So the same code that consistently checks errors and fixes them when you pull up a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
They found in our natural fucking code.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because I have said it for a while. We're not what we think we are.
It would be something required for that program to exist, whether it be biological or mechanical.
Right, you have.
And
to
whoever
have an error
made that
checking.
program had to have technology, or at least the idea of technology,
Right.
at that point. So
Down to the binary level, which is what we know we know that binary is the language.
it's
that
the
will be-
simplest language.
It's the language that will be used throughout because you know everybody's going to come to it.
It's either an on or off. I mean,
That's why I don't know if you know, but this ring right here I wear, that one,
Yeah.
that has the original binary code, the I Ching.
Okay, now you're getting into like we're programs and shit, and I don't understand that one. Because if we're just programs, where did everything come from? Who started the program? Why is it on the path that it is? I'm more
Well, I mean,
of
if you
a
say that, then I'll
chaos
make it,
Buddha.
I'll make it easy
Then-
because I don't believe, I am unlike everybody else, dude. You know, everybody has to have, they tend to either take one side, either evolution, right?
No.
Or God. That is like they
yeah.
fight. To me, God made the
Okay.
Big Bang. Put it that way.
God
Everybody-
could exist only in the minds of the people that made him up. He
God's
could
not
exist.
made up.
Give
not
him
made
that.
up.
Hold,
God
hold
is
on,
real.
hold on. I'm not saying it's made up. I'm saying they could exist. He could be everything you want him to be,
God's
and
not
everything
making
else
up
to
for-
also exist. Because it did. I mean, it's there. We see it. It's out there. I mean, if he.
Just because you don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Well, I'm not saying that. I can't have that discussion.
Well, we can, if you want to skip it and go to something else, that's fine.
Ah,
But I'm
no,
a firm
no,
believer.
I-
In fact, I even tell people I'm at the point where the question mark that a lot of people have with God, and when I say question mark, dude, I'm talking about some of the most faithful people, clergymen, priests, have told me how they doubt their belief. I have no doubt. I know for a fact. I know 100% knowing there is a God. Period.
But why?
But why? Because I've been, the proof has been delivered to me.
To you,
That's
yes.
as much as I'll say.
You have manifested the results that you needed to prove your faith in.
No,
said
that's
God.
not it. No.
So
I know.
So
I
you
know
didn't
that.
ask-
I know. There was someone else the other day that said, "If you believe in God, you're delusional." And I literally.
No.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
that's-
say delusional. I would say that they are strong in their faith in the happenings of the world around them, and that yes, it is influenced by other people's faith.
No,
faiths.
mine's not. I've studied.
I'm not
almost every
saying.
religion.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying that you specifically are influenced by other people's faiths. I'm saying that the world's social structure is influenced by everybody's faith
Oh yeah.
in other people or in other things. I'm not saying that they are specifically influencing you, but they are influencing the reality that you live in. So that either reinforces or puts you on guard to other people when they are just trying to live their version of reality and not mess with other people's versions of reality. And then there are the people that
Absolutely.
are trolls that want to mess with everybody's reality because they are bored.
There's some people that just have to stir the pot, dude. You know that.
Yeah,
That is part
it-
of some people's existence is rather
It's
than
like-
preach what they believe, they argue with everybody they fucking see.
It's like the battle on every MMO server, why people stand for other things and divide them in the middle for no other reason than they're just playing the game too.
Now, we'll say
That's
this.
what drives me
You-
nuts.
This is what a lot of people don't understand is I firmly know there's a God, but I also know that this reality is nothing more than a game. It's nothing
See, that-
more. It's nothing more than
That's
then
where I
you come
disagree.
here
This is the only concept of reality I will ever have. I will ever have. You
that's what
will
you
ever
believe.
have.
You do not
Anybody-
have proof on that.
I
You
understand
have no
that.
proof. This is what. So let me just say this with all due respect. Say this is what I believe because you don't know that. You know that as well as anybody else.
I
knows
know it
anything
enough that
The
I
only
know it
thing I
enough
say
that
I know is
nobody's
that I
come
know
back
there's
to
a
say
God.
anything.
Well, of course not, because you can't fucking come back from death.
Of course
You
not.
can't come back
Once-
and tell everybody.
Well, only
once
if you're on
dead-
hardcore mode. If you have
Have
no
you-
respawns left, you're screwed.
No, I get that. I'm just curious on this. Have you had any conversations with any NDEs, near-death experience folks? They're called NDEs.
I saw flatliners.
Okay, you saw flatliners. Have you ever spoken to someone who has actually been
No,
clinically
no,
dead
no.
and then? Okay.
No, the only closest I've gotten to death was my father passing, and yeah, no, I
How long ago was that?
That was 5 years ago.
My condolences. Then it's still fresh.
He had
It's
his
still-
brushes with
it hurts.
death. It does.
He had his what?
He had his brushes with death. He had heart attacks prior, and the damage was done. And we had plenty of time to say our goodbyes. And
That's
it's
all that
still
matters.
sudden. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think.
And same for your situation. It's just loss is so powerfully changing in a person's life because they realize what they're never going to get back.
right. They're not going to have it here anyway.
If there's a party afterwards, invite me.
I think a lot of people will be surprised because, see, what you have to understand, dude, is a lot of programming has been done to make you believe that you are insignificant and nothing more than a piece of sand on the beach, right? And that's what
Stardust.
a whole lot of people believe that they are not important, they have no meaning, and their life has no purpose. And then they try to find purpose within that belief. Well, that's ridiculous because we all each are extremely special. We all have, because no one else can think like us, no one else can think for us. That's what makes us each one special, unique, and important to the puzzle. And that's why I say I relate it more to a game or a puzzle, if you will. And all the pieces, they do fit. All the way down to the nomads. Or not the nomads, the gromads.
My turn.
Absolutely.
Starting from the beginning of time where humans didn't exist and it was a puddle in the middle of nowhere, RNA, DNA combined and made life. It happened once on this planet. Once.
That's what you've been programmed to believe, I know.
It happened once on this planet because it's the only way it could have happened. Because that's the only reason we could exist. Now, after billions of years of evolution, obviously, Darwinism or whatever you want to give it a name to. No, it's a survival of an experiment of chemicals a long time running for millennia before humans could ever have had consciousness and gone through so many changes because everything on this planet is related because it's here. It's on this planet. It's the only
I will agree
chance
with
it
you
has.
that everything is on this planet and related because of that.
It couldn't have gone anywhere else in our timelines or any other timelines. It could only exist here. That means every single thing alive on this planet is the only reason we're alive. Because they're all versions of us. We're all the same DNA. We're all the same chemical makeup,
we're vastly different.
cellular structure. We
We're vastly
only
different than
different
a
by
lot
a
of
couple ounces of salt. We have a little bit of extra brain power. That doesn't give us
That
the ability
changes us.
to... How?
You don't see it. But
How does our
how does
physical
it
matter
change us?
change the
Dude,
reality
how does it
around
change
us?
us? Look
Oh,
at us.
crap.
Name one other civilization that is a civilization other than humans. You don't have dolphins building fucking, towers underneath the
I got
water. You don't
unplugged.
have. Oh no. Okay, so you said how? It's very simple, dude. We are the only ones that actually have civilization. Only humans. Not even
the
monkeys,
last 2,000
not dolphins,
years.
not nothing. They were all around, and according to you, they were
They've
around
been
before
here
us.
forever.
They right, and they still haven't built a fucking building,
Because we weren't around yet.
dude. That's my point.
That's
a
the point.
huge
No. That doesn't
difference.
separate us. That makes us
Yes, it
equal.
does. No,
That
it
makes us
doesn't.
the next step.
It separates us.
That's just the next step in the evolution. Because if there was anybody
I
else,
disagree.
we wouldn't have existed.
I disagree.
Why? That because dolphins are cute?
No, because it is clearly obvious to me that they are different than us. And
No, they're
everybody has their-
cute. They didn't think to make fire. They didn't think to make
right,
tools.
that's
They
what
didn't.
fucking separates us, dude. If
How does
they
that
could make
separate
fire,
us?
They would come up on land and learn how to fucking breathe and walk, or fucking,
They
walk
survived
around.
in their environment for millions of
They haven't
years. Why
changed
would they
at all.
change?
They
Why
haven't.
would they need
Right.
to until
That's
we
the
came
point.
along?
They haven't changed. Even associated with us for how many thousands of years, they're still fucking dolphins doing the same dolphin fucking thing, not building a thing, not creating a thing, not even, they don't even know how to fucking type. They can't do anything that we do.
Okay,
They don't have the dexterity.
I agree. They don't have handyman skills, but they can catch a fish.
Beyond handyman, they cannot do it.
They can feed themselves. They
That's all they
exist.
can do. They can do like every other animal. They can
They
eat,
can survive.
They can shit, they can fuck, and they can die. That's every fucking animal, and that's all they fucking do.
And survive.
Create. We create. It's the very simple difference, dude. They do not create.
But what do we create? But just
you don't
versions
see
of
that.
what
You
we
know,
see.
I mean, because it in a way, it's sad. You don't see us as what we are. You see us as being equal to a fucking dolphin.
What do you
and we're
see
not.
What do you see we us as?
We are creation. We are the ultimate version of creation. That's all we do. From the time that humans have been here, they have created until we have what you have. Until we have the ability for me to stream and argue with you when you're in your living room.
Technology is pretty cool.
Right. That's only because of humans. That's not because of fucking dolphins and monkeys.
Actually, it's because we manipulated electrons. That's an awesome little.
That's
tech.
because of humans. Humans figured out how to manipulate electrons. Dolphins and monkeys didn't. They don't even know what
I
a
wouldn't
fucking
say
electron
humans
is.
did. I think specific people did.
That's humans.
Yeah, but the general
matter, dude.
populace didn't
Dude.
do it.
Oh my God! You're talking about how people love to argue. You're just arguing right now to argue because what the fuck is Einstein? He's a human. What the fuck is Bell? He's a human. What the fuck is Ford? They're human. Every single thing that we have that is incredible and great comes down to one human, and then it spreads like wildfire. Thank you,
Copy.
fucking Jobs.
Yeah, I know. Technology is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when it's duplicated over and over and over like good cellular structure.
But we're more than just a cellular structure, which is why we have the ability to.
Actually, we're only two.
The other thing we have the ability to that the other animals that we're talking about do not have is to contemplate their own existence. They don't sit around wondering why they're here and licking their own asshole.
They don't need to.
Right, because they're not human, and they do not have the capacity to create.
Well, it's not that they do human. They just don't worry about
or
it.
even
They just
reason.
have their survival instincts that make sure they stay alive.
That's all they're programmed to do. That's all they're programmed to do. Just like we are programmed separately. We are programmed to create, to contemplate, and to find why we're here. It's the whole purpose of us because
We're
it drives
conscious
us.
stardust.
I don't believe that.
Why not?
That's another discussion that I will not have on air.
Okay. I just.
That's where my proof comes in. You know, I've always believed the proof is in the pudding. And you know that you know what that saying actually comes from? You'll love this then, because I looked it up after I used it for years. It's actually the proof is in the eating of the pudding. That's the original.
I never
saying.
really liked pudding. Tapioca is never a good flavor. But that's my choice.
But again,
What?
to me, everything is about. I've gotten to the point where if I can see it, I believe it, and what I mean by that is if I can test it, then it's worthy. You know, if it's test worthy, then it's worthy. If I can test it myself, even, I mean, at this point, I'm sure you agree. We have everything at fucking Lowe's and Home Depot to fashion or build anything. And if you don't have it there, then you can go to Silicon Valley and get the silicone you need.
Yeah. You could build everything you could ever want.
Right. So we have the ability now to test every theory, but a lot of us just don't. You know? We don't.
Do we need to?
Yeah.
Or can
I
we just
wanna
get
know why
along
I'm
with
here.
what we know?
If we only got along with what we know, then we would never have a car.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying don't advance technology or advance physical or mental stability or healthcare or
to me, part of the driving of that,
transportation or not stop in development as a colonizational product, but something more cohesive. Yeah.
I get that, but to me,
Understand.
Right? To me, the only reason that we do what we do and forge ahead is because we don't know why we're here.
Why do we
It's a
need to have a
constant-
reason to be here?
Because if you don't have a reason, it has been proven that you will lose the will to live.
Oh, no. I lost that long ago.
Yeah, I have
Well, hold on to it.
Trust me, dude. I lost a son 6 months ago. If I didn't have the will to live, I wouldn't be here.
But yes, you would. You don't want
No.
to leave everybody else behind.
That's a will to live.
That's just
That's
not
a will
wanting
to
to
live.
leave the world.
Here's the difference between you and me, and I mean no disrespect. I want to fucking leave this world.
No,
I
you
am
don't.
like Van Gogh.
Not
I
with
don't
this
fucking-
good of weed.
I don't.
Come on.
It's
Even
not that
the
good of
weed
weed.
is worth it. No, it's
I
good
don't-
weed. That's what I'm saying is you don't want to leave this behind. You don't want to leave the experiences
I'm not
that
saying
you
I'm
could
suicidal. Let
experience
me
still.
explain, dude. I'm
I
saying
understand,
don't want
but
to be
there's-
here. I want to be in a different
Reality.
state, a different reality, a different.
But what do you think that other reality is? I mean, is it going to be something that you could understand as
I believe
good
so.
or bad? Or,
No, I see. That's where
I mean,
I differ than other people. I don't think that we go to a utopia because if everything's good, it's boring,
Well,
and
I'm
you
not
will.
saying.
You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm saying like people have this version of heaven where everything goes right. That sounds fucking horrible to me.
Yeah, grandma's house and cookies. Yeah, we don't
Right.
know exactly what death is going to bring, and we don't have an idea what non-existence will end up being like. That is the one drawback of being either or any human is that we don't know what's next, but we want to try to instill and trust in our other humans to tell us what they went through. But we don't know.
No.
And nobody will ever know until they have an actual Flatliners movie that actually records the death throes of somebody going through the last...
Did you ever see Brainstorm?
Oh, yes.
You did see it.
I think so. I think I know what you're talking
Christopher
about.
Walken and the nurse Ratchet from fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I can't think of her name, but they were the two main stars. And it was back in the
Isn't that
80s.
the name of the movie?
Brainstorm or Brainstorming. It's one or the other.
Let me see. Let me search
I think it's just Brainstorm. Christopher Walken. It's fucking awesome, dude. Yep, Brainstorm. It only gets a 6.4, dude, but I'm telling you right now.
1983, yeah, I was 3 years... No.
It's also, you know who else has? The late Natalie
Was that
Wood.
the one where they recorded the stuff?
Yes, they record reality, and the doctor ends up dying, right? She has a heart
That's
attack.
the one
so
I'm
she
thinking
slaps on the
about.
recorder and records her death. And then part of the movie is he wants to fucking play it, and they're like, no, if you play it, you're going to die. Right? Because you're going to experience death. Yeah, it's a fucking great one, dude. That's a classic to bring back, like, to watch again if you haven't seen it in a long time.
No.
You will love it.
No.
Have you ever
No.
seen 13th
Contemplating
Floor?
death is never a good thing.
Have you ever seen
I
13th
have.
Floor? Okay.
Yes.
That's a classic one.
Yes.
I actually like 13th Floor and Dark City and Matrix equally. I like all three of them equally because they told very different stories but very similar structures.
But they're all made up. They're not real.
They're not as made up as you think.
They're not recording people's death throes.
I didn't say we were recording. I'm not talking about Brainstorm. I'm talking about Matrix.
Simulation.
Dark
thing.
City, and the fact that this is nothing more, dude. Anybody that argues that isn't looking at the facts they're presented to already. All we are is atoms. We've proven that. We've gone deep enough to where we can just see. And if you could strip,
to see what they look like.
Right. If you could strip the physical that we have here over, and just see the atoms, only the energy, you would just see it as just energy.
Yeah, vibrating strings or fabrics of time, or but it's only for a split second and then it disappears. Like the fizzle of heat.
The fizzle of heat.
Heat energy or
I know.
whatever the itty bitty little thingy bobs, the quarks and whatever we give them names doesn't really give them power or definition. We just say, hey, yeah, that looks like that, and that's what we're going to call it.
And half the time, the name is nothing more than the jackass that fucking found it with a extra prefix or an extra suffix on it.
But that's the same as putting little note tabs on a book just to remember that one page, even though there's volumes of information behind it. I mean, the name of an item just brings up the definition of said item and then everything else into that thought. So, I mean, the power in the word, right?
Oh, I believe there's a lot of power in words. And I'll say this. Words are extremely powerful when they are backed by action.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if, here's the thing, dude. Think about that. Let's say some crazy motherfucker, I'm not going to say any names, but some crazy motherfucker spreads something and other people commit the action. Well, those words have become extremely powerful, even though he didn't do anything. It was the words that he said that incited, and that we have that in Hitler, dude. Hitler had that. I mean, no offense. Anybody, I'm not a fan of it.
Be an influencer today. Yeah. What were you going to influence today?
Right. That guy though was one hell of a public speaker, and that's all there is to it. You cannot deny that about him.
He could roil up the crowd.
Dude, he would. I mean, what he would do with a crowd, and they believed his shit.
He would get them chanting, and then they'd be basically working themselves. He didn't have to do shit.
Here's another one. What's his name? Jonestown. I know you know who I'm talking about. That fucking. How many did he kill? Like 300 and something people?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, well, I'm just sorry. I'm just talking about guys that have words with power.
I know that. Then they have too much influence.
Yes, they do.
Or had. Or still have, or I don't know. I don't really
in some ways, well, I think you just hit it on the head there. In some ways, then they still have that power because there's people that are carrying on their beliefs beyond those guys' deaths. You know what I mean?
And we're all functioning in the program like we should, right?
I truly believe that. I believe that, here's the thing. You can't have good without bad. So all the bad and all the good, it's all here for a reason. You can't experience a fucking great day unless you've had a horrible day. And in fact, the worst day you've experienced.
Yeah, but you don't want people to experience a horrible day just so they can have a happy day. I mean, come on.
That's not the reality. The reality is they have to.
It's not.
They can't. It is. That's
but
exactly.
Wishing it on the next generation.
I didn't say really, I was wishing it on anybody.
No, I'm not saying that you're wishing it. How do I say this?
I'm listening.
I just want people to be happy.
Yeah, but see, the only way you can be happy.
People need to stay out of each other's business and just let them live.
Yeah, but there's not going to be.
And people need to be protected for that belief to live. They don't need somebody to say, hey, no, you can't do it this way because we think this way. It doesn't make any difference what you think.
I didn't say any of that. Did you hear me say anything about what people can or can't do?
No, but that's a common thing going on with society these days. I'm not saying you or anybody else. I'm just saying.
But no, there is a lot. I agree that do it. But what I'm trying to say is that when people have a bad day, they think that that's the end of the world. And what I'm trying to explain and show them is that it is part of the balance. It's why the I Ching was the first thing. It's why the yin yang exists, because it is a balance.
I think it's because humans noticed a pattern and wanted to give it a word.
Dude, I get that that's your beliefs, but here's the reality of it. You could not possibly know good without bad. You couldn't, dude. That's just simple. That's just simple logistics.
That's like saying a bully doesn't know he's a bully.
Many times they don't.
Yeah, many times they think that's their reality, but I doubt it doesn't offend them being a bully. Because they should know being bully is still bad. Whether or not they experience good.
You're
Right?
missing no, because there's going to have to be bad people. So a bully is the product and the necessity
Of the good?
to show people an asshole. And it's why just like in I love what Lucas did when he wrote Star Wars, because in a group of 100 you only need
Made the good into the bad.
one or two. Say again?
He made the good into the bad twice. Well, 3 times now, right?
Well, no, that's not what
He's
I'm talking
flipped
about.
back like 4 or 5 times through the series.
No, what I'm talking about is the Sith. The idea that in that world there could only be a couple Sith. There's only two.
But it was them betraying the other side that ended up switching sides like 4 or 5 times, and that's why they came to the wars. It was the power to switch sides.
I'm not trying to go into no offense, but I'm not trying to go into the show or the movie. What I'm trying to say is that in that, what he wrote in that is that, and he, regardless of the switching sides, what is ultimately bad is still just 2 fucking people running it. It's always just 2 Sith. They might have a whole army of clones or a whole army of stormtroopers or followers, but unlike the other side that had thousands of Jedi that could wield the Force, there was only 2 Force-wielding dickheads, and that's all it took to disrupt the balance, because it only takes that one dick, and that was the whole point. You go to a show, right, and there's 100 people, having fun, but one guy is a dick. It ruins the moment of the show, even though there's just one guy being a dick. It's like an infection. It literally is the same way, we have this healthy body, we get a virus. It's just this one little tiny virus, but it fucking disrupts the whole system. Let's continue.
Well, because it stops the production of the good and healthy vibes that we're used to.
Exactly, but it's about the connection of energy again.
It's also the dispersance of other energy to fight off that battle.
I like that.
I mean, inflammation does take a lot of energy to kill off a cellular invasion at that level. I mean, it sort of
And
is
that's
like
kind of,
one of
that's
them
why we're tired.
Battlestar Galactica type attacks on your body.
Oh my god, I've watched
Rick and
tell me
Morty
you watched,
prove that.
Tell me you watched Buck Rogers and the right. You did. You're coming through bad. Hold on a minute.
Well, yeah.
Hold on a minute. You're choppy.
You're coming through now.
There we go. You were coming through really choppy.
But yes, Buck Rogers.
Yes, Buck Rogers. Bitty 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 bitty. Remember the two,
Yep.
the double robot?
Now, that's the thing, is that you're in a generation that is slightly shifted from me. That means you would be in the,
I got like 10
my
years
older
on ya.
sisters. Yeah. You would be my older sister's generation. But yeah, I remember those cartoons along with He-Man, G.I. Joe, and Turtles, and all the originals that came out of the comic book collections of old. Thundercats was everything, and yeah.
Do you remember the other Barbarian show that was not? I was talking about this the other day. No, not Conan. It was a different Barbarian. He lived at a different time. And I tried to look it up, and I think I found it, but I can't remember.
The ferret?
No, he was. It was weird because like he had these strange horses that weren't horses. I'm gonna look it up here in a minute. I know, dude. I know that doesn't help you at all. Believe me, I know. But I'm going to take this dab, and then I'm going to look it up.
Battlestar... wait, what's that?
Battlestar
one?
Galactica and Buck Rogers. Huh?
Brave Star.
Brave Star? Are you saying Bray like as in B as in boy?
Yeah, Brave.
Brave Star?
No, Brave as in
Right.
brave as in like you're
like
brave.
the movie Brave. I get it.
Yeah,
Brave Star.
Yeah, Brave Star. That was
No, that's
the
not it.
earliest cartoon that I can remember.
Oh, that's the earliest cartoon you remember?
Mm-hmm. As in
But see,
having
you were
little
still-
toys and stuff.
I will say this: when you were born, it was still commonplace to watch cartoons every Saturday morning.
Definitely. Well, every day if you had the TV to yourself.
Right,
When the,
and that
when
also
the
included
family wasn't home.
I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched.
I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Three's Company.
Yep. Three Stooges.
I didn't get much of the Three Stooges. I can't talk.
What about Laurel and Hardy?
Laurel and Hardy?
Do you remember those guys?
I remember the Knight Rider and all them.
Oh, fucking love Night Rider.
But that was like old school. And then I remember Sliders and
What was that? You remember what? Say it again.
Sliders. The what I forget his name. Jumping through wormholes and going to other realities. The multiverse, like everywhere has a slightly different place.
Do you remember Scanners? The movie?
Scanners, yes, somewhat. I think that was a
Michael
slightly
Ironside
older movie.
It is older. It's like 80. I want to say like late 80s.
I wouldn't have had control of the TV by then.
Well, you would have seen it as a young adult, though, when you're high, because the guy that did it is David Cronenberg, and he also did The Fly, which is why
The
a lot
Fly,
of people...
I remember The Fly. That was
I
some
know you
sick
remember
shit.
Dude,
Hell of
the
an
first time I watched
experiment. Hell of an experiment that gone wrong. If only it worked, we'd have teleportation now.
You know, the funny thing is, my mom's lover, who was in their mid-30s, right, in her mid-30s, she had to leave the fucking room during The Fly. I made it, and I watched it within 7 months of it coming out. So whatever fucking, because we rented it the moment it came out. Mom and I both wanted to see it, right? It was a remake of a classic movie we had seen as I was growing up because of the black and white. I'm, help me, help the fucking original Fly, right? I can't remember who was in the original.
That was nightmare fuel back then for me. That and Aliens. Aliens was
I watched Aliens.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Gotta give homage to Freddy.
I watched Aliens when I was like 8.
Nightmare too.
I was like 8.
They scared the shit out of us.
Dude, Aliens scared the absolute piss out of me. I had nightmares that night. I should not have watched it, but my father, God bless his soul, he let me get away with a lot of things when it was just, dad and son. And I would fucking sit up and watch movies with him. And that was a Saturday night movie. I'll never forget, dude. We started watching it. We were like, this is cool as shit. And then it got bloody. And he's like, you okay? And I'm like, uh-huh. I couldn't take my eyes off of it, though,
The ductwork scene is the worst scene in the entire movie. When they're crawling around in the ductwork and it just zips by and it's like, wait, what? No. Go.
Especially when it turns, that when that moment it turns and it just flashes at you in the duck and comes at him and gets Dallas. That's the dude's name in the show or the movie.
Yeah, you remember too many details. I tried to forget them.
Dude, I'm a movie buff. You know how many times I've watched Alien?
No.
Do you know how many times I've watched that single movie?
I played the video game.
Yeah, but that's different than watching the movie over and over.
Yes, it is.
I
That beeping radar going off always when you get closer to the alien was just insane. The video game just engineered the fear perfectly.
Feels very much like the universe that they have created on films.
Yep.
In fact, they've got a couple of them now.
They got a lot of source material.
Oh yeah, and have you played the most? I think it's the most recent one.
Isolation? No.
Yeah, dude. I think that's the name of it.
Nightmares. I don't want to bring back those nightmares.
I get it, but it's cool because 3 people can go through.
I watch other YouTubers get those nightmares. I try not to watch myself get those nightmares. No.
Yeah, my sons and I, when we liked that. When Skylar was alive, we would go do that because we love the,
Never-ending Story. What about that?
Oh, dude, Never-ending Story. The only thing I have to say about that is that the sequel was the worst. The original was awesome. The sequel was wretched. Did you realize they made a sequel to Never-ending Story?
Not really.
Yeah.
I kept
me-
it in my childhood, just keep it shiny and new, just like it was.
No, I don't mean to ruin it.
Falcor will forever be my spirit animal.
Oh, I fucking
I love that
dude,
dog.
That dog is the
That dog was awesome. Luck Dragon.
yes.
I have that background actually.
I always loved
Let's pull that shit
watching. My favorite part, just period,
up. And it's not really
was when he first gets on the dragon and just starts flying with it. Like that's the best part of it. I'm like, I want to do that. I don't care how hard. Give me some big ass ears to grab a hold of. I can do it too.
Where is that? So what you been up to? What we doing now? Reality.
Now I probably debated you out. I hope I didn't upset you.
Oh hell no. Reality's fun. It's just whether or not
It
you
is what it
choose
is.
to use it.
One of the best statements ever, I think, ever said and made is "It is what it is," because you
It is
can't,
what it is.
you really
Well,
can't fucking argue that.
Yeah, but that's like a cop out for the most part. It's just it is what it is. I mean, that's like saying, yeah, it burnt down. It is what it is. Nah, somebody started the fire. Somebody's paying for this. Somebody scripted it. Somebody passed the buck from one person to another. It is what it is. Somebody engineered this shit.
Did you hear that? Dogs are going on.
Wolf.
They go off all the time.
How long do these streams usually last?
Are you ready to go to bed, buddy?
I think I'm gonna sit down at least.
Well, you can sit down, dude, for sure. If you're tired, we can. I mean, like, dude, it's no big deal. We can go ahead and let it go and come back another time. Is your camera slowly tilting down?
It's slowly following me down.
It did follow you. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So it did follow you.
But no,
Well, here,
I had a
what-
blast with all the discussions, and I'm sorry that.
Don't be sorry for anything. If you're saying sorry, don't be sorry for anything. I love debates. I mean that. I just don't want to.
I do too, but I like it when people agree about at least one thing completely. That pot is an awesome drug.
Well, yeah, dude, I totally
It is
agree
a
on that, and we do
healing
both
herb.
agree. We agreed on several things tonight, just so you know. We just have, I think, we have fundamental differences when it comes to.
I believe your reality and my reality can exist at the same time.
I absolutely believe the same thing. In fact, what I believe is we're in a place where you're going to like this one because this might bode well with some of what you believe. But I believe you said it earlier, and I tried to tell you I don't believe that, but then I never finished. I believe everybody does create their reality to a certain extent, but that still interlocks with everything else. But the fact is, other people, if you think something, period. I believe that you can. I believe that. Yes, I've tested the theory.
I swear, I agree with you 100%. I believe we can manifest the things that we want in our reality only because Amazon exists. I love you, bro.
I love that, man. That was a good one. I like that. Just know this, man. I still got love for you because the one thing that I believe and one thing I preach, man, and I hope you know that I really mean this, is what I love about pot, what I truly think that makes it great. It doesn't matter. Like, let's just say that we fundamentally disagreed on politics or that we both had a religion that we believed in. And I believe it doesn't matter what it is. You should be able to get high and talk about it. And it's okay if you don't agree on it. It's okay. I still love you. I know that you represent goodness, peace, positivity, healing, and love. I mean, dude, I don't care how people get there. If that's what you're spreading and you're smoking fucking cannabis.
I don't know. That might be asking for the straitjacket, and I don't want that version of reality just yet. No, I'm not ready for solitary confinement.
You're not. What do you mean? Where did that come from?
Being crazy, leading people down a path that is probably not the best of path for them. I mean,
I don't believe that
not
you're
everybody
leading
can
down
be
a crazy path. That's just my opinion. I follow you and I've listened to you, and I don't feel like
I got
anything-
tons of animals. They just don't want to be on
Dude,
camera for some
again,
reason.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen you spread anything that's crazy or out of line or disrespectful or anything. And that's just my personal take, Zens.
I try to call it like it is.
That's what I see. I see another human spreading what he believes and what he knows for his reality. Oh, you're not a human now?
Humans aren't real. No.
Okay,
It's just
so
a
what are you?
concept. We are just visitors.
Right. So what? I agree on that. But what are you? I absolutely agree, dude. One of my
I
favorite
have
songs
no
is We're All Just
answers.
Visiting.
No.
So if we're not human,
I have
then what are
no
we?
answers. Nothing. We
Okay.
are a side effect. We are a blip in the energy that flitters through this space at a cosmic flick of a second compared to what's already existed.
That is
We
your
are
belief.
just a vibration that might have attunement to something else. I don't know. That's not me to decide. That's for reality to decide for itself. Until then, I'm going to enjoy this playthrough as best I can with whatever I can. And share it with everybody else.
And I love you for that. And what I will say is the same thing I always say, and that is, with
need to
all
reload
due
my
respect to Zen, I believe that we are 100% unique and special, and that you
Yes.
have a purpose. I do not believe that we came
Oh, no.
as a
no
vibration. I
purpose.
don't believe in that.
I build
That's okay.
ACs, that's it.
We have a purpose, and everything happens for a reason. And just remember, when you have a bad day, it's only the catalyst to a much better day in the future. And that is the truth. And I have tested that theory.
I've gone
Every-
through quite a
every-
few.
Every bad thing I've ever gone through, and I mean this, Zens, like I'm talking horrible event, was the catalyst to a greater, more special, unique, happy event. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And when I say catalyst, I actually do know the word. I'm educated. What I mean by that is the other event only happened because of this
that.
horrible event.
Well, I hate saying horrible. It's just I
Well,
look at it as more of an
negative-
inevitable incident.
Other side of the scale. You know what I mean? That's how, because of the way I look at it, I really don't. You're right. I really don't look at it as horrible anymore. And I'm telling you, that's very
Well,
much of a stoic belief.
No, I still see it as horrible because some events just are beyond description.
Some events are beyond description. I can tell you, but at the same time, they still have become catalysts, and I don't look at them nearly as bad as I used to. That's all I can tell you.
I just wish they didn't happen.
Yeah, I get that. I truly get that. But then take a minute, and I did this. You don't have to do it. I mean, but anybody who's listening, take a minute sometime and think about a great day, and track that great day back, and see what ends up happening, because it might amaze you.
I like to be surprised.
This is being surprised.
Yeah.
I'm saying you track it back. So like you had a great day, and then
I
you
know,
look
I
what
know.
caused that great day, what caused that, and track it back, and you'll be surprised at what you see.
I look at that in my timeline every single time I see a good morning and a wonderful sunshine and not a accident. Oh, traveling across some areas.
How far do you travel to and from work?
An hour.
Yeah, I used to do that when I
Oh.
was down in Florida, and you guaranteed you're going to see something, even if it's down to just a little
Fender bender or a 3-car pile up to
Right.
Nobody switched on their lights because of the fog and ended up breaking and yeah,
where I
all
was.
types of
You'll get
crap.
this, dude. You'll totally get this. I know that you don't. I know you're not going to share where you live, but I was going
it's-
from Clearwater to Wesley Chapel, which is at the top of Tampa. So I had to go across multiple bridges, right, to get to the north side of Tampa, and it was an hour and 15-minute drive. And I think I've talked about it before, dude. I would literally smoke a bowl on that drive, but back just to keep my stress level down. No bullshit.
No, Tampa is nothing to fuck with. I used to work down there doing some AC work for a new condominium thing.
You've driven in
Yeah.
Atlanta, I guarantee, right? 285.
I've only driven up north a couple times. I don't do it on a regular.
Oh man, that is the worst, dude. That is the worst.
I get enough of the driving simulator. I don't need it every single day going through major cities or major
Oh no,
traffic.
dude, I get it. I'm just comparing it.
I get to and from the job site, and that's all I do. And I see mostly truck stops and maybe a grocery store every now and then.
Yeah, but like you say, you still see something, which is unfortunate.
Oh, the view is unbelievable. That's
No,
why
I know you see the view and I see the pictures,
Oh.
but you also see an accident. That's what I meant is.
Well, lately, no, it's actually been kind of nice.
Has it been good?
There've been
Okay.
there's been more police sort of presence. People been slowing
Keep calming
down,
people
but they-
down.
Somewhat. People still speed.
Oh yeah.
It's not going away.
Well, listen, man. It has been. We're coming up on 57 minutes, so we can call it an hour.
Awesome.
Know this, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of my beliefs,
Stay
nothing
lifted.
has changed, and I will continue. Like I say, man, I think you're awesome. We may not believe in the same
I love you,
rudimentary
man.
things, but I think you're awesome, and I love you too, brother. I do. Much love. I truly hope, because I know that I can be a debating asshole. I should have worn my shirt. I'm an asshole that cares tonight.
Oh.
That probably would have been better, but
I should have worn Enjoy Slurm. I don't know. Futurama.
oh my god, dude, future fucking Rama, you're gonna bring up Futurama? Dude, I love
Futurama,
Mac-
Rick and Morty. Come on,
Yep.
come on. You got to know the current ones. They're awesome.
The current one, and you know, dude, let me ask you this: what do you think, just real quick before we go? Because I
Adult
know that you.
cartoons.
No. Did you know that Justin is fired? You know that.
Who?
So, Rick and Morty, the guy that developed the show, the guy that does 90% of the voices, including for both Rick and Morty, he's been kicked off the show.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because they immediately took the side. He has not even gone through court, but it's a sexual case.
Uh-oh.
So they have immediately just separated themselves from him.
Like, we don't have any record of this guy.
Yep.
Please
Dude,
call
I
us
mean,
back
like, he's
later.
like fucking, they literally put him out like bad laundry, or, you know, like fucking trash. I'm telling you. It's crazy. Read about it. You'll find articles. So, I'm going to, if you don't mind staying back in the green room for just a minute, and then I'll say goodbye. So I'm just going to say goodbye real quick and sign
Have a
off.
wonderful evening, everybody that showed up and chat with you again.
Just stay in the green room for a minute, please, though, Zen.
Will do.
Thanks. All right, everybody. Love all of y'all. I will be back. What is today? Today is 29th, and it's Saturday. So I will be back, I believe, Monday, because Monday's the 1st. That's right. Anyway, I will see you folks on Monday. I don't know what the show is going to be. Who knows? I'll surprise you. Maybe I'll go see a movie and do an investigation with the Flick Dick. I love all of you. Each and every one of you are special and incredible people. Remember that. Peace. Let me get ready for, you know what? That was a horrible, so peace.
I switch here, I'm a strange fuck. Consist on ain't something I could say well. Throw my change into the wishing for a change well. Wish a day a swell life for the next come. And when the next come, pretend that it's the best one. Like I ain't even gonna try and say that to the next one.